Today I'm going to show you how to make a regular fidget spinner that spins pretty well. You're going to need a 7/8 bit and a 9/16 bit. The 7/8 will be for the hole for the bearing, and these will be for the weights that I'm going to show you in a second. Of course, you're going to need a drill and a saw like this. You can use any saw, but this is the one I'm going to use. I'm not going to make exact cuts, and then I'm going to sand it down to my lines that I'm about to draw. So you'll also need a sanding belt just to make it a little bit easier. For this next step, you'll need a ruler and just an ordinary pencil, preferably a mechanical pencil because it has a fine point. But you are going to take your ruler and measure 8 centimeters, and then draw. You can use the lines on your ruler to find the right angle. Alright. Like so. Then, from this ruler happens to be 3 centimeters wide, so I can just use this. But if you didn't have a ruler with this kind of length, you would want to use, you just want to measure 3 centimeters and then draw a right angle line with that. So you're gonna have a little square like that. Then, to find the center point, some people go from corner to corner. That can sometimes be off. So since it was 8 centimeters, you want to do 4. Just leave the dot up there. And since it's 3, do 1.5. So right now I'm just checking. It's a little bit off. So there's your center point. If it's not exact, you can always just sand the heavier side down, make it more exact. And you're gonna go about 2.5 over here. Just to make it easier. Just like this to get that. Again, following this center point, so everything's the center. So 2.5. And the same over here. Just like that. So you have these 3 points. This one will be for the 7/8. And then these ones will be for the 9/16 for the little bolts. So yeah, then you can cut this and drill the holes, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so the cuts really don't have to be exact. As you can see, I just cut near it, so then I can just sand it down to match the lines. Makes it a lot easier, and you don't have to try and follow those lines. You can just sand it down and try and get it right on the line. So now I'm going to drill the holes and then sand it down. Also, a little trick for drilling the holes: instead of just putting this in a clamp and then drilling it, you can put another piece of wood behind it and then drill through it then, and it will have it not chip away at the back side. So that's just a little trick, and it will keep it looking a little bit nicer. Okay, now you can see that I cut the holes and sanded it to the lines, but I haven't sanded the edges yet, and I'm going to see these gradual angles right here just to give it a little bit of character. I'm going to cut those or sand those down to those lines, and then as you can see, these nuts fit into there very nice. They're 1 centimeter and about 2 notches, so yeah, they fit in there pretty good, just snug like if you had a regular fidget spinner with the bearing. So I'm going to sand these down and then sand the edges and cut the corners down a little bit, and I'll be back. I forgot to show you how I made these angles. I already sanded those down, but I'm deciding to do it on both sides, so I'm just going to show you now. So I basically took from this edge about a half a centimeter, then connected it from the center line that we used before. Went like that. Connected the dot zone. Then did the same thing. Right here on the other side. Then I'll go sand these, and it should look pretty good once I get it done. Okay, I'm gonna go sand this, and I'll be back. Okay, so it turned out pretty nice. There's the spinner, sanded and everything. So these bolts slide in there just like that. Sometimes a little hammer and just tap it in there to where it's flush with the wood, just like that. Do the same with I got like different colors just so it does cool things while it's spinning. And then do the same, just tap it into where it's flush. That's what it looks like. And you might have to readjust. Like this one looks a little bit thicker just to get it perfectly balanced. Just find which one weighs better. But I'll be back. The 7/8 is the closest I could get to an actual bearing, how wide around it is, and it can't press fit. I had to put a little bit of like a cloth based tape just like this, just a little strip of that on around the bearing that fits it in there, and then super glue it in there, and then it should spin pretty good. So I'll be back once I get the bearing in there. Okay, so I ended up putting tape almost all the way around it just so it sits in there better, just like that. Spins pretty good. That wasn't even a hard spin. I can't spin it hard with it not glued in yet. But as you can see, it has a really good spin time. It spins really smooth. So now what you want to do, you want to take your crazy glue. You have to do this fast because it dries fast. Kind of just coat the inside of the wood, kind of thickly, and then a little bit on the outside, the bearing, but not so where you can't grab it, and then drop it in there and try and line it up as fast as you can before it dries, because this is crucial to make it perfectly balanced. So I see all these spinner videos, but a lot of times they're not like perfectly balanced, and it gets on my nerves because I feel like spinners aren't good unless they really are balanced and you can really feel them in your hand and not wobbling around. So the smoother they are, the better. Then if you want to, I know super glue is flammable, but if there's frays of tape, which there's not here, you can take a lighter and just light the leftover tape on fire so it doesn't look kind of shaggy. But oh, I keep knocking that. It spins really good. I ended up using an air compressor to blow off some of the WD-40 just to get a little bit of a longer spin time. It is pretty balanced right now, but I feel like I can make it pretty better. But as you can see, it spins pretty good. This bearing isn't too good, as you can hear that? Oh, but it's spinning pretty good. So I'm gonna go sand on. You can let me see this again. So if I put it here, that way. Okay, so kind of here-ish. Just sand it up a little bit just to lose some of the weight there. And it should run a little bit truer and get almost a perfectly balanced spin because it's wobbling a tiny bit. Okay, I'll be back. After sanding and tweaking the design a little bit just to get it perfectly balanced, it still looks a little bit thick here, but I had to sacrifice the look for balancy. It's almost perfectly balanced, if not perfect. It spins great. I can tell it's going to be a great spinner. But here's just of me spinning it. It spins pretty good. That's not even with a good spin, but you can tell it spins really good. I don't know, this bearing is acting weird. I feel like there's maybe some sawdust got in there or something. It's making this weird like noise. But like all like spinners like this, where they're just a bar, not a 3-prong spinner, they do slow down if you turn like this really fast like that. Eventually they'll stop really quick. But if you're just going like this or just spinning it like that, it does work good. And I use just a piece of oak that's kind of the same thickness. And the nice thing about these nuts is they're the same thickness as this as the ball bearing, just a regular size ball bearing. But that wraps up my video. If you guys want to subscribe, I'll probably be making more videos like this. I also have some dirt biking and snowboarding videos. But that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below if you liked the video, or if you made this, please send me a video. My email will be down in the description. Maybe, I don't know if I'll put it down there, but just contact me through the comments down there and tell me that you made it, and then I'll give you my email and you can send me a video of you spinning the spinner you made. Thanks for watching. Bye.